Hello, Indiana Virtual. The purpose of this video is to give you an introduction to your first lab report in Module 3, Lesson 0301. So let's go ahead and open up that lesson. It's called Cell Division. So like always, once we open up the lesson, we're going to scroll down to the bottom of the lesson and open the notes page. So if we scroll down to the first page here, we have the Cell Division Biology Notebook, which can also be accessed on our Google site. So now we are moving right along. We can move to Module 3. You have already done the pre-test, so your first actual assignment is cell division. Okay, so here's our notes page. So we will go ahead and open that up. And in the meantime, while that's loading, we can take a look at our kind of introductory statement here. It says, this lesson will walk you through the stages of the cell cycle: interphase, mitosis, and cytokinesis. Please complete the virtual lab in which you examine an onion root tip to identify the cells in each stage of mitosis. Read through the background information, use the instructions and report template to record your work. Also, be sure to read through the rubric to ensure you submit all that is necessary. Okay, so I would like to go through that virtual lab with you as well. I'm not sure if I'll be able to in this video, or I might have to make a second one. We'll see where we end up once we get to the end of this. Okay, so let's take a look at the notes page. As already mentioned, we're going to look at the stages of the cell cycle. We're going to look at the process of mitosis and the formation of new cells. We're going to look at structure of a chromosome, and then go through the process of mitosis and cytokinesis. Okay, so we have an introductory question: what's the purpose of cell division? Okay, then we're going to go through the cell cycle, DNA and chromosomes, and see how is DNA and chromosomes, how are chromosomes related to DNA. Then we will look at the stages of mitosis, and then what happens in cytokinesis. Okay, you also have a nice little table here that just kind of allows you to group some information together. You can put a description of the phases of mitosis and then put a picture in here as well. I highly recommend that you copy-paste pictures from the lesson into your notes here, or if you're drawing things, and drawing things is great also. You know, pay attention to the key features of each cell. You know, what is going on with the DNA in prophase, what's going on with the DNA in metaphase, and so on. Okay, we also have a couple sample questions here that you can work through for some practice. All right, so let's go back to the lesson. So you do have a couple videos that you're going to watch throughout the course of this lesson. We have an introductory video here. So watch that and read through the rest of the information on the lesson. Okay, we do have 5 slides in this lesson. So once you're done with slide 1, continue on to slide 2. And here you have an introduction to what the cell cycle is about. So we have this diagram here, you know, a cycle. The cell cycle consists of G1, S, G2, and then we have cell division, also called the M phase. Okay, that cytokinesis and mitosis and cytokinesis take place at that time. Okay, so our lesson here says select the next button to begin, and what they mean by that is just the purple arrow. So you're going to continue through clicking on the purple arrow until you get all the way through the end of this information on the cycle. So they're going to break it down into what happens in G1, S, and G2, and then a summary of what happens in cell division. You're going to get more details on that, mitosis and cytokinesis, on the next slide. Okay, there's a little bit of information there on how long it takes for the cell cycle to complete one round of the cell cycle for various different organisms. Okay, we also have some information on DNA and chromosomes here, so make sure you click through both of those tabs and recording any important information in your notes. Okay, good. Then go on to slide 3. Now we're getting into mitosis. So what happens in prophase? So we have a picture of prophase, so you can copy paste that picture or hop on Google and find another picture that you like just as well and compare it to this one to make sure that it seems accurate and comparable. We've got the details as to what happens in prophase. Then we'll use our purple arrow and go on to metaphase, and then anaphase, and telophase. Okay, and then lastly here towards the bottom, we have cytokinesis. And cytokinesis happens a little bit different between plant and animal cells. So you have a little video here on each to show how they're similar and how they are different. So you'll document that information as well. And then at the bottom of slide 3, we have a couple of review questions reflecting on core concepts. Okay, moving on to slide 4, we have cell specialization, and here you're going to be introduced to the topic of stem cells. Maybe you have heard of those before. So we have types of stem cells and then potential uses of stem cells. Okay, and towards the bottom in the Did You Know section here, sometimes we know that the cell cycle, sometimes things get a little bit off track. Sometimes things go awry when the cell tries very hard to keep everything in working order. So once we get to the end of the cell cycle, we'll have a fully functioning cell. But sometimes things go wrong and maybe cancer results, or maybe the cell dies. So there are some things that can cause changes within our cells, so and therefore affect the cell cycle. So you can read through that information here, and then we have a couple more core concept questions. All right, then we will go to the final slide, and make sure you go back through slides 1 through 4. Make sure you're documenting as much information as you can here on your notes page. You know, whatever you feel is the most important information. Copy paste some of those pictures over because they'll be helpful to you as we move forward through the rest of the lesson, through the actual lab activity. And remember, you get to use these notes on the test when you get to the Module 3 exam. So, all right, I'm going to stop this video now, and I'm going to make a new video to help you through the virtual activity that you are turning in for your grade. Okay, so we will see you in the next video. Bye.